Today's guest is founder and creator of Giggle Suds, Alison McGann. Now, not only does she make the most amazing smelling soaps, they are visually stunning, all natural, handmade. She is also an incredible teacher, sharing her skills and knowledge through many workshops that are held throughout Brisbane. During the week, she's a health professional warrior, helping patients with chronic diseases as well as acute illnesses. This is an inspiring story about ways that you can find your passion and purpose.
Yeah, I guess in your 20s, you're heading towards your mid-20s and you're thinking, I need to start looking after my health, I need to start looking after myself. So, I was looking at what I was eating and trying to get a bit healthier and a bit more natural with the foods I was eating. So we were cooking more from scratch at home, and I was getting into things like sauerkraut and yogurt making, all the good stuff. And it's a natural progression, I guess, to think, I've considered what's going into my body, but what's going on to my body, and that's part of that health journey. And I guess around the same sort of time, our grandparents all passed away within a reasonably short period of time. So Grandma passed away sadly one year, and then in the following year Nana and Pop both passed away within a week of each other. So it was quite an intense time, I guess, sitting at the funerals of our grandparents, surrounded by family. You were listening to the eulogies at the funerals, describing all of these amazing lives that these people lived, all of these skills they could do, building a house from scratch on the island, or winning the Eka cakes competitions, just farming, in my grandma's case, living almost an itinerant lifestyle from farm to farm, camping. These people were so resilient and could do so much. And I remember sitting there thinking, gosh, we're useless, this generation. We go to work, we sit on the computer, we get home, and we just sit there scrolling, and then we go to bed. We don't know how to do anything. We've been taught all about convenience, and we're all too busy, and something just struck me in that period of time. Just thinking, gosh, we've got to be able to do more for ourselves. We have to be able to learn something to honour the people who have gone, and also just to better ourselves, I guess. And I thought, okay, this is it. I'm going to start just learning how to do something, one skill a year or something. I'm just going to just start. And that probably happened around the same time as the yogurt and the sauerkraut. But somewhere in there, soap came to mind. To this day, I still haven't watched a YouTube video on how to make soap. I just bought a book.
Wow! So is that how you learned how to make the soaps?
Bought a book, read a recipe, thought, okay, that sounds all right. Yeah, so I tried it, and it didn't go so well the first batch, but the second batch did, and it's been it.
So the second batch must have given you a bit more confidence to continue on.
So this is like a mini setup that I've been doing for my market stalls lately. I've been doing the occasional market once a month, and a few Christmas markets lately. And I guess with the help of my husband, I have to acknowledge Pete, he's more creative than me in some ways. He and I thought, wouldn't it be lovely, rather than having a stack of soap, which you quite often see at market stalls, why not keep the soap minimal and focus more on the raw ingredients that go into soap? Because it's so important to me to keep things really natural and raw and simple and recognisable in my soaps. I really wanted to convey that to the customer. I don't know if I've told you this, maybe I have. I had this really profound experience this Christmas season with the soap range I've made. One particular soap, I haven't brought it with me today, I should have, the Christmas confetti soap. It was a soap made out of bits and pieces of red and green soaps all put together in a stripy sort of fashion and scented with cinnamon and peppermint. And on 3 occasions this year, like in the last few weeks, when people have picked up the soap and smelt it, they've become teary with emotion because it's brought something people could identify exactly what it was, but they all just felt this really strong emotional feeling, and it's been really profound to me. I have some people to thank here actually. About 18 months ago, maybe coming up to 2 years ago, I walked into a shop in West End. It's the Avid Reader bookshop, and in the back of the bookshop is the Avid kitchen and garden. There was a cafe there, no longer unfortunately. And yeah, it was run at the time by Renee, Mia and Emily, and I walked in and I could see they had a little flyer for a maker's market coming up. And something, at this stage I was very much still a beginner with soap making and everything. It was still very much friends and family, gifting level. But something made me ask Renee, who was working behind the counter, what's the go with the makers market? And yeah, I was thinking, there'll already be 17 soap makers there. It's nothing new, But she said, no, please, actually, that would be amazing to have you part of it. At the moment, we don't have anything like that in our range of stores, so please come along. So a couple of months later, when it suited, I did. And that connection there with the ladies has really been the catalyst for a lot of what's come. From that market stall came opportunities to run workshops at the cafe in their garden area out the back, which led to other opportunities this year. So I guess it all sort of started, the market and the workshop at Avid Kitchen and Garden, which was a lovely, friendly, supportive space to really learn from scratch how to do all of this, with nothing but open arms and keenness from the girls there. The skill sharing component of workshops. I'm so not a public speaker or a big group sort of person, I'm a very one-on-one, quiet environment kind of girl, but again, since the grandparents' passing and the skills learning spark that I had in my mind, I thought, it's one thing learning how to do things for yourself, but what's the good of that if you're not benefiting others too? We all know things. We all have our skills and talents. Why don't we get together and share and learn? The myth busting. You think, gosh, that's so complicated, soap making. I've heard it's really dangerous and it looks really, really technical. I don't know if I could do it. And I love it because each time I run a workshop, a few people come away either then and there or message me later and say, gosh, I'm so happy that I came to this and learnt from a human rather than a YouTube guru or a fancy book, because now I can see how simple it is, and it was great to be able to ask you some questions, and now I'm inspired to go away and make my own. And when people send me photos of what they've made, I think, Challenges have been carving out the time. Not a negative challenge, certainly a positive challenge and an exciting one, but I have learned that there really are no excuses. You have to just look at your week and really map it out and map out what's important to you and what's necessary. You've got to go to work, plus commute, so there's those hours gone. It's important to me to cook dinner, fresh a couple of nights a week, so I carve out which nights that's going to be. Not crazy recipes, but just something fresh. I train, so when in the week am I going to get to the gym? What social stuff do I have on, etc. Okay, what's the remaining time? When do I need to sleep? Just ask me about that. I'm not sleeping near enough. Yeah, that's right. So, I don't want to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, but I do a couple of mornings a week because I get that uninterrupted time from 4:30 till about 6:30 when I've got to get ready for work, and that's just when it happens. You can't wait for the perfect time or that perfect free day. It's not going to happen. Things always come up. Having something for myself before going to work and giving to others is really special and important, I think. In the health industry you give so much to other people, and it's important to try and fill your own cup as best you can, so it's really nice doing that. Connections with people and the community building, it has been unreal, so exciting to meet so many special souls. I'm getting teary just talking about it. It's so amazing, to be to be part of this makers movement, I guess, and to meet so many beautiful people locally and around the world, actually, who are passionate about what they do and resonate with the same concepts as me, and just being welcomed so openly in so many different circles. It's been fascinating. And I don't know what I'm doing to invite that in. I assume it's just good energy out attracts similar energy. It's been really, really, really beautiful. The customers, the makers.
I hope you enjoyed that interview. Just to recap, ways that you can find your passion and purpose. Firstly, make sure that it aligns with your core values. As evident in Alison's case, health is really important to her. She's a health professional, she eats healthy and exercises. So the soap making or skincare products had to align with her health values. Secondly, think about what legacy you want to leave behind. As Alison mentioned, this want to create something was triggered from sitting at her grandparents' funeral. Think about what stories you want your children and your grandchildren to be talking about what you've created. Thirdly, try lots of different things. If you don't have a hobby currently and you don't know what you're passionate about, just join an introductory dance class, take a painting workshop. Try lots of different skills until you find one that just moves you, that brings you so much joy. Just like Alison, if you pursue something that you are so passionate about, unexpected joys will come along the way and move you like it has moved Alison. So I hope you join me next month for another interview. I can't wait to share this one with you. It is all about living your wildest creative dreams.